So this is a tricky question, and a lot of students might be saying, hey mister, I can easily solve this question in a few seconds. We have basic multiplication, basic division, basic multiplication. We have all the time too, so it's not like a huge numbers. So we can easily solve it in a few seconds. So right now, I want to say that 98% make this common mistake. 98% solve this question absolutely incorrect. So right now, pause the video and write your answer down into the comment section. Write your notes down into the comment section. Right here, we have three options. We have option A, option B, and option C, and I give 98% that you solve this question absolutely incorrect. So a lot of students might be saying, okay, we have our expression, we have 2 times 2 from left to right equal to 4 right here, and we have the same multiplication on the right side. So 2 times 2 equal to 4 as well, and with this division in the middle, so we have 4 divided by 4, and this is equal to 1. So a lot of students might be saying, okay, Mr. Correct answer is A. We have right here this option, and a lot of students might be saying, okay, I solved this question absolutely correct. But my answer is the next one. We need to know about order of operation to solve this question, because right here, this is random method. Yeah, we just solve this question absolutely wherever we want. We just multiply right here. We jump from left to right. We go from this side to this side, and in the end, we divide. And obviously, whatever order of operation we select is going to create a different answer, right? So we need to understand what is the correct order to do this problem. What I mean in terms like order of operation, I mean a correct order to perform mathematical operation. For example, we have addition, like the basic one, addition, subtraction, division, multiplication. Moreover, we have parentheses, we have powers, and a lot of these things which is called mathematical operators. And in terms of math, we need to order these mathematical things. We need to know what we need to perform at first, what we need to perform at second step, and in this way, it's really important for us to know about this order of operation, because whatever order of operation we select is going to create a different answer, right? But in terms of math, it's not good for us to solve this question in 2 solutions in 2 ways. We need to know about one and only one correct solution. So right now, let's look closely about order of operation. So a few things about this order of operation. So here's our order of operation. I will use PEMDAS for this explanation. So there's like BODMAS, absolutely the same thing. So maybe you know about this thing which is called BODMAS, and it depending on what country you're in. So it doesn't matter. This is absolutely the same thing. So we have brackets, orders, division, multiplication, addition, subtraction, which is absolutely the same thing right here. Okay, so right now I'm going to show you explanation about this PEMDAS real quick, and then we will apply this PEMDAS in our question. Okay, so in terms of like PEMDAS, this is like a checklist. So this is like a checklist. So each of these letters stands for something. So letter P stands for parentheses. We are talking about parentheses. We are talking about these squiggly brackets, or we are talking about this type of brackets. In terms of like PEMDAS, people mostly use this type of brackets. Okay, so the first step, we need to evaluate the expression inside parentheses. So whenever we have like group and symbols, we need to evaluate the expression inside this group and symbol. So as you can see right here, we have priority. So it means from left side to right side. All right, let's move forward to the next step. The next step after P, we have letter E, which stands for exponent. So I changed my pen real quick just for better understanding. For example, we have 2 to the power 5. So it means that we should write this 2 to the power 5 after parentheses or before M and D, which stands for multiplication and division. But about this a little bit later. Right now we're about exponent. So when we have powers, so E stands for exponent, but in terms of like basic school knowledge, this is a power. So we have 2 to the power 100, and a lot of these things according to these powers. All right, so after E we have M, and it means multiplication. And to be honest, this is extremely important part in our question, because we have a mixture of multiplication division. So we need to consider it, we need to review this, we need to research this step right now a lot. So M stands for, let me just separate this part real quick, and I change my pen just for better understanding. Let's change my pen to red one. Okay, so we have M stands for multiplication and D stands for division. Why I group it? Okay, because a lot of students might be saying, okay, PEMDAS, so it means multiplication and after division. But in terms of PEMDAS, multiplication and division had the same priority, so we need to take it inside parentheses. So M and D, multiplication, division, had the same priority. So it means that we should perform these mathematical operators from left to right, all right? So we are talking about the next thing. We are not talking about multiplication further than division or division further than multiplication. It depends about our question, all right? So just imagine we have something like that. We have, for example, 2 times 3, for example, and divided by 5, so something like that. What do we have right here? We have a mixture of multiplication and division, but what we need to perform at first, we need to like multiply it first or divide it first. It turns into a big argument, but explanation is the easy one in this case, because we need to scan what is the first sign from left to right. The first sign from left to right is this multiplication, so we need to perform multiplication first, but it works as well in a reverse way, because when we have 2 divided by 3 and times 5, well, we don't have parentheses, we don't have exponents, we have only a mixture of multiplication and division, but right now the first sign from left to right is this division, so it means the division and after multiplication. So as you can see, this is extremely important step for us, because we're going to apply this M and D part in our question. But a few words about this A and C. A stands for addition and S stands for subtraction. From this moment you don't need this order of operation, because when you don't have this A and C, so addition and subtraction part, you don't need this order of operation, because very basic thing, for example, we have 2 minus 3, so none of you like write this PEMDAS, and we can easily subtract it. So this is like a quick explanation about this PEMDAS order of operation, and right now let's try to solve our question. So first of all, let's write our checklist. So every time you have a complicated expression with a mixture of multiplication, division, parentheses, exponent, every time write your checklist. So for example, we have right here PEMDAS order of operation. Okay, we're gonna use PEMDAS order of operation. And right now, as I told before, we're going to scan it, so from the top to the bottom, because from the left side we have the higher priority, on the right side we have the lower priority. So right now let's scan, and it's quite easy for us to see because we don't have parentheses, so we don't have this group in elements, we don't have in our question any of this, so we can easily cancel this letter P, we can easily cancel this parenthesis. After exponents, after parentheses, we have exponents. We don't have exponents as well, so we don't have like squares, cubes right here. We don't have it, so we can easily skip this part, so we can easily reject these exponents. What about M and D? As I told before, this is exactly our case. This is exactly the case that we need to review, because we have multiplication and division parts right here. And I want to say in advance that right here we need to cancel this A and D. We don't have addition and subtraction. So in our question, we have only multiplication and division part. And if you look closely, we have multiplication right here, we have multiplication right here, and we have division right here in the middle. So as you can see, we have a mixture of multiplication and division. Right now, let's look closely at my explanation about this PEMDAS, because of what we're going to do when we have a mixture of multiplication and division. We need to scan what is the first sign from left to right. Okay, so let me just erase this stuff real quick. And right now, we're going to scan what is the first sign from left to right, of course, from left side to right side. Obviously, the first sign from left to right, exactly from left to right, is this multiplication. So we're not talking about this side from right to left. We are not talking about it. We're talking about multiplication. We're talking about the first sign from left to right. So the first step is to multiply 2 times 2. So as a result, we have 4. And let's rewrite this question. So don't jump from left to right, don't jump from the middle to right. We're going step by step from left to right. So we complete it, and right now we have division by 2 and multiplication by 2. All right, what are we going to do next? Right now, let's look closely. What do we have? We have once more a mixture of multiplication and division part. In fact, in our case, we have division multiplication part, but that doesn't matter. We need to do the same thing, exactly the same thing. We need to do this from left to right once more. We need to scan what is the first sign from left to right. And in our case, the first sign from left to right is this division. So not this multiplication. On the right side, this division. So I had the same example right here. Multiplication, division, mixture, multiplication first, division, multiplication, mixture, and division first, right? So this is our part that we solved it right now, okay? So right here we have division first, so let's divide it. So we have 4 divided by 2 equal to 2, and 2, we still have this multiplication by 2. And in this case, we don't need this order of operation because this is basic multiplication, and our answer is 4, yeah? And it's not 1 as we solved it before. And right now, let's try to figure out what is the correct answer. Right here we have 4, and in the beginning, I'm going to show you real quick that step. In the beginning, we had 1, and it turns into a big argument, so which one is correct? And my answer is the next one. Okay, this one is absolutely randomly method. You just solve this question absolutely randomly. You just do whatever you want. You multiply right here, and then divide. So you just do this chaotically, randomly. But right here, we solve this question according to order of operation. Yeah, we just solved it according to order of operation. So it means that it looks like a correct answer is is 4, yeah? And you can also use your calculator to check it, but before checking this question, I'm going to show you why this approach, the first approach, is absolutely wrong and when this approach will be correct. If you look closely right here, we have multiplication first. Why we do multiplication first? Of course, when you want to do multiplication first, you need to put parentheses right here, okay? With parentheses, all right, 100%, you start with parentheses because in terms of like PEMDAS, letter P stands for first step all the time, so it means that parentheses at first, and then why you multiply right here on the right side, so you need to put parentheses as well. So with parentheses in this part and in this part is absolutely correct. So 1 is a correct solution with parentheses, all right? When you have parentheses, we need to start with this multiplication, we need to start with this multiplication, and then we have 4, and then we divide it in the end. But in our case, let me just erase all of this stuff real quick. I hope you understand this step, because right now I'm going to erase it. And right now let's look closely. What do we have? We don't have multiplication, so we have a mixture. So it means that we need to scan from left to right. So real quick solution. So first of all, from left to right, multiplication right here we have 4. Next we have division by 2 times 2. The next thing, division right here we have 2 times 2 equal to 4. So when we solve this question according to PEMDAS, here is a correct answer. And a lot of students may be saying, hey mister, I plug in this question in a calculator and my calculator gives me absolutely wrong answer. And here's my explanation. You know, some of those calculators work with problem as you type it in. So for example, you plug in the question and the calculator don't know what you have further. But when you plug in the whole entire problem, so try to plug in the whole entire problem in your calculator. So from left to right, from these brackets to this bracket, and then your calculator is smart enough to know about order of operation. And I give 99% that a lot of calculators solve this problem like that. A lot of calculators say that the correct answer is 4. So don't be sad about this option A. Everything is great. It happens sometimes that you need to review your basic math. For those who solve this question and tell that correct answer is 4, well, I'm going to say that you're really great at basic math, so you're good at it, okay? So here's my explanation to this question. I really hope you learned something new. I really hope you understand something new. Once more, let's go to this order of operation. Here you can see it. We have our order of operation. We have our explanation. So 99% that this is a correct answer because we solved it according to a correct order of operation, all known order of operation. People all over the world use PEMDAS. Of course, there's like a variation of this PEMDAS. We can consider it as PEMDAS order of operation. There are a lot of people who use BODMAS, but this is absolutely the same things. There are like order of operation with implicit multiplication, so PEMDAS, but this is like a special case of this PEMDAS. So as you can see, it depending on what country you're in. And this is like widely used order of operation. So I solved this question according to this order of operation. And this is my explanation to this question. I really hope you understand it. I really hope you learned something new, but definitely don't feel bad if you got this wrong. If you need help with any of these classes, I have a lot of questions on my YouTube channel, like basic things, basic math questions, so you can easily solve it, you can easily look at it, you can easily guess what is the correct option. We have A, B, C, and D, so this is like a chilling question. We can easily review your basic math. And doesn't matter you're a teacher, you're a student, you're like a regular guy who like don't like math, who want to practice it, who want to see what is the correct solution. So I invite you to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of really interesting questions, and I'm going to improve my content. I try to make different questions. I try to find more questions for our algebra skill, to improve our algebra skills, and it's extremely important. So I really hope you understand it. I really hope you learned something new, but definitely don't feel bad if you got this wrong. You can also write a question down into the comment section. Write your notes down into the comment section. It will be really interesting to read about it when we exchange information, when we look at this question from another perspective. So thank you everyone for your time. Wish you all the best in your life. See you in the next videos.